Okay, so going on from my recent video about the Canon EOS R5, it was all the rumoured specs and it looked pretty good. Canon yesterday actually made a news release, gave a news release with an announcement that they are developing the EOS R5, and they've kind of hinted on what specs are going to be definitely included. So let's just read through these quickly. The EOS R system enables greater freedom, blah, blah, blah. The new full-frame mirrorless camera currently under development will fully leverage the advantages of the EOS R system to realise high-speed continuous shooting and 8K video recording, and expanding the boundaries of visual expression. So 8K is a definite in this, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be up to 30 frames a second or if it's going to be throttled at 12 frames a second and for maybe a few minutes, maybe 12 minutes. So that'll be interesting to see what that is, but there's something interesting about that I'll come to in a minute. In addition, it can contribute to more efficient workflows thanks to improved transmission functionality, operability and reliability. These enhancements and more will help the new camera elevate the EOS series concept of speed, comfort and high image quality to a higher level. Now, when they say improved transmission functionality and things like that, I'm hoping that if it is 8K and it's going to be usable, that they're going to move away from the MJPEG, because I don't use this at 4K because the file sizes are just so ridiculously huge. So if they're going to introduce MJPEG with 8K video, it's just going to throttle everything. Your computer's not going to be able to work on it. It's going to be completely limited. You're going to need super fast cards, which are going to cost you more money. So I don't think it'll work. So I'm hoping they've moved it down to a more workable solution. Now, the reason I'm interested in 8K video is not just for filming, because obviously you can crop in and do some amazing things in post-production. But if I just carry on a sec, I'll come back to that. The EOS R5, the first of the next generation full-frame mirrorless cameras in the company's EOS R system, will include a newly developed CMOS sensor that makes possible such advanced features such as high-speed continuous shooting, up to approximately 20 frames a second using an electronic shutter, and up to approximately 12 frames a second using a mechanical shutter. So they're kind of using weird terminology there. They're saying up to and approximately. So it's not set in stone that it's going to be 20 frames a second and 12 frames a second, but I think it'll be fairly close, and I'm not that bothered. If it's 19, then fair enough. Okay, so then we've got, where was I? In addition, the camera's 8K video capture capability will enable users to extract high resolution still images from video footage, as well as process 8K video into higher quality 4K video. So like at the moment when I shoot 4K on any of my cameras, I compress it down to 1080 for output, and the quality is way better than native 1080p. So the same will happen with 8K. You film in 8K, compress it to 4K and give your clients really high quality 4K video. Or you can give them to 8K, it doesn't matter. But the thing I'm interested in is the converting them into photos. So people are saying, obviously, to get that you need MJPEG, but you don't. That's not a thing, because with the GH5, which I'm filming with, they've got a thing called 4K and 6K photo. So let me just take an example with the 6K photo. I can take 30 frames a second at 6K, and that will give me 18 megapixel images. So what happens is, if I want to absolutely capture a surfer doing some action, I will put it on 6K photo and take 30 frames a second of the action, and once I take my finger off the shutter, I'm left with a stream of images on the screen, and I can scrub through to get exactly the one I want and then hit save, and I get the perfect photo every time. Now with 4K you get that 60 frames a second, so you're more likely to get the shot. But there's other things involved with that I'm going to do a separate video on. But if Canon have got that and they've done it similar to the GH5, and they use something like MP4 or something better than the MJPEG, then that is going to be amazing. I can't work out what the photos will be. It's something like 32 megapixels or something. I don't know if it doubles from the 16. In fact, I think it does. So if you're going to be able to take 30 frames a second at 8K and then pull off high resolution stills, that's basically a 30 frames a second camera. So you're going to be able to capture some amazing, amazing images. And I'm really hoping that they've incorporated some of the GH5's capabilities with that into this camera. So time will tell, but if it has got 8K video at 30p and it's using a different system other than MJPEG, so I can pull these stills off, it's going to be a photographer's dream. 30 frames a second at, say, 32 megapixels. It's going to be bonkers good. So I'm really happy with that, or I hopefully will be. Then it just goes on to say that it's... oh yes, the other thing, it's definitely having equipped with a high-performance coordinated image stabilization system that integrates the camera's in-body IS with IS systems on the attached RF lenses. So that's brilliant. So much like the GH5, it's got a stabilization system built into the sensor, which works incredibly well. And when you couple it with one of their IS lenses, it's just brilliant. You get the most fantastic stable shots being handheld. So with Canon, with that lens system, the R5, the ES, the RF lens system, and with this, the R5 with in-body stabilization, it's going to be a photographer's dream for things like weddings, because you'll have silent shutter using the mirrorless system. You'll have 2 lots of image stabilization. So above everything, it's going to sort of alleviate the need to use a tripod all the time. I hate carrying tripods around at weddings. So I've done weddings in dark caves before in Spain, and it's a pain in the ass. So if I can actually handhold at really low light and get some usable images, it's going to be fantastic. So if everything there is as good as I think it's going to be, it's a camera that I'm definitely going to look at buying. It's going to be a toss-up between the EOS R5 and the Panasonic S1H. So it's going to be a real kind of, the competition's heating up, and then we're going to see what Sony bring out as well. So no matter what, the camera world is becoming really exciting with some features that really, really help us as photographers and filmmakers. So that's pretty much it. I'll do another video when it actually comes out so we can verify all of this information. But yeah, just let me know in the comments below whether you think 8K is a good thing, 8K photo is a good thing, and whether you'll use 8K video, or if you think it's going to be a really cool stills camera. I'd really appreciate your comments down below, and I'll see you on the next video.